Al-Qaeda chief and a key 9/11 mastermind, Ayman Al-Zawahiri, was killed in a U.S. drone strike on the 30th of July. A drone flown by the CIA found Zawahiri in the balcony of his Kabul safe house. The agency operatives fired the missile, ending the over 20-year-long hunt. The strike involved a U.S. drone armed with 2 precision-guided Hellfire missiles. According to the United States, Zawahiri was killed on the balcony. Pictures from the Kabul home showed no signs of an explosion, which points to the use of the Hellfire R9X, also known as the Ninja bomb by the United States. This missile is a weapon of choice by Washington for killing terrorists while avoiding casualties. Zawahiri's assassination is the biggest blow to the Al-Qaeda since the killing of Osama bin Laden in 2011. It's been 4 days since the strike, but neither the US nor the Taliban have come out with any material evidence of the Al-Qaeda chief's deaths. The US has no DNA confirmation of Zawahiri's death. The White House says it verified its identity through identified his identity through other sources and that it does not need any confirmation. The White House National Security spokesman John Kirby says the U.S. has a visual confirmation, while America says the Taliban violated the Doha Agreement by sheltering Zawahiri. The Taliban have remained tight-lipped so far. Sources saying top leaders of the group held discussions earlier today about how to respond to the U.S. drone strike in Kabul. The Taliban officially has not confirmed Zawahiri's death. Officials of the group, longtime allies of the Al-Qaeda, initially confirmed the Sunday drone strike but said that the house that was hit was empty. How the Taliban react could have significant repercussions as the group seeks international legitimacy and access to billions of dollars in frozen funds. Zawahiri's death also raises questions about whether he received sanctuary from the Taliban. But a major question that comes up now is, what would happen to Zawahiri's remains? In 2011, when the CIA carried out Operation Neptune Star in Pakistan's Abbottabad, killing Osama bin Laden, after identification, the remains were buried at sea. In 2019, when the United States conducted Operation Kela Muller in Syria, killing self-proclaimed caliph of the ISIS, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, his remains were also buried at sea after identification. In both these operations, the U.S. was in control of the attack location. Hence, the remains were out of bounds for any other authority. But this time, it is the Taliban who are in power in Afghanistan. Given the Al-Qaeda and Taliban nexus, will Zawahiri's remains meet a different fate? And this certainly has put the Taliban in a tight spot. A number of questions that have come up after the U.S. drone strike that killed the Al-Qaeda chief and a key 9/11 mastermind, Ayman Al-Zawahiri. Remember, this drone strike was carried out on the 30th of July. This drone struck the balcony of the Kabul safe house, the U.S. saying that Al-Zawahiri was killed on the balcony. Zawahiri's assassination is the biggest blow to the Al-Qaeda since the killing of Osama bin Laden in 2011. Now, the United States has no DNA confirmation of Zawahiri's death. The White House says it verified his identity through other sources and that it does not need any confirmation. Meanwhile, let's get you up to speed with the reaction that has come in from the White House National Security spokesperson, John Kirby, who has said that the United States has a visual confirmation. But at the same time, what happens now to Al-Zawahiri's remains is a crucial question. This time is the Taliban in power in Afghanistan, and looking at the close links and the Al-Qaeda-Taliban nexus, what happens to Al-Zawahiri's remains is something that the Taliban have definitely it remains to be seen what happens to al-Zawahiri's remains. But at the same time, we are aware that the Taliban leaders have been discussing the al-Zawahiri killing, and also the top leaders of the Taliban were holding their discussions on what the response to this US drone strike could possibly be. Let's go straight across now to our correspondent Anas Malik, who is currently in Kabul and has been tracking those developments very closely. Anas, get us up to speed now with the latest from on the ground. The questions are many at this point. The Taliban leaders, we are aware, have also held that meeting discussing what their possible response to this United States drone strike could be. And the question still remains over what happens now to al-Zawahiri's remains. All right, we'll just try and reconnect that line with Anas. Anas, if you can hear me. All right, we'll just get our correspondent back on the broadcast. But as I was just asking him as well, the immediate question that arises is, what happens from here onwards? Because this has put the Taliban in the spotlight, given that al-Zawahiri, the Al-Qaeda chief, he was supposedly the right-hand man for Osama bin Laden, and the Taliban, Al-Qaeda and the Taliban have had a strong nexus. So what happens to al-Zawahiri's remains? How will the Taliban now respond to the US drone strike? These questions remain unanswered. We will keep tracking those developments, and also we will be getting you those inputs from our correspondent on the ground.